Hey everybody, welcome to the Virtually Lost podcast. My name is Julian, and as always, I'm accompanied by my good friend Robert. Today we're going to talk about esports, anime, all the good things in life. What are we going to start off with?
We can start with esports with Valorant.
All right, let's start off with that.
Because Valorant Masters Reykjavik going on right now. Today is May 29th specifically, and tomorrow is going to be the grand finals between the NA representatives Sentinels and one of the EU representatives Fnatic, who are in losers side. And earlier in the tournament, Sentinels had beaten Fnatic already 2-0 to send them to losers. So
in Valorant, is it similar to Melee where it's like they have to win an extra set to reset the back end?
I believe that will be the case. I don't see how that it wouldn't be, just because it'd be kind of sucky to go all the way in winners, lose once. Like, I get out of here.
Get out.
But it's been interesting watching the tourney, because seen a lot of Phantom play more so than the Vandal being used. I'm seeing a lot of Marshals, because in Marshals I was a season 0 user because it was my favorite gun. I couldn't afford an op, and basically it's a very unforgiving weapon. But
you can afford an op because you couldn't get any kills.
Yeah, basically. Dude, I'm gonna climb out of iron one day. I'm gonna finish my ranked games, climb out of iron. But we should play. Yeah, we should play ranked. Yeah, we should play ranked sometime. All right. Yeah. We're both bad at Valorant, so it'd be a good time.
Yeah, that would be a good time. That'd be fun.
But Marshall does 101 on a body shot, so anyone who has light armor wouldn't die. And so headshot kills regardless.
Right.
So, it's a very fun gun to watch be used. And then I forget if talked about it last week, but how the Valorant Masters tourney is set up.
Was that when we were talking about how it was kind of scheduled off, or that? No, that was the league one. That was the MSI one, right?
Yeah, it's interesting though, because it's like the league one was, the main color was green, and the set was 5 people on center stage left, 5 people on center stage right, and then there's a walkway in the middle of them. And then in Valorant, it's like arena dome kind, where it's on one side of the circle facing a middle point is 5 desks on one team, and on the complete other side of the room is the other 5 desks. And so if you can look past your computer and see the other people. And I don't know if it's true, but I've heard that if you get flashed, that's a tactic you can use, because your whole screen goes white. So if you look past your computer onto the other team, then you would see that their screen would go completely white and brighten up the person.
Wait, I didn't get what you were saying at all.
Okay. So when you know, when you flash someone, your screen will go white. So if
your screen will,
if you get flashed. So if you flash an opposing team and you are looking over, you would see the person get lit, their whole face would get lit up because of the flash of their screen.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense now.
Yeah, I'm very curious if that's a true thing.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And then the main color is purple.
Metagaming there at this point. Yeah.
The main color of the tourney is purple. I'm really excited. But they use the same commentator set stage as Riot. I mean, not as Riot, as League. Because, same place. But they didn't. Yeah, they did change the gaming setups, but the casting had the same setup, except just change colorway. And they added a fog machine.
I mean, Riot is really known for its esports, so I assume if they do find that being used pretty extensively, I feel like they would probably take care of it or something.
And then a last little piece of news on the Valorant, before we hop off the Valorant thing, is the South Korean representative Nurturn Gaming, their IGL solo has brought up talks of his retirement. And he is he's 30 years old, and he's well respected in the community, at least for South Korea. I don't know how many international events he's been in, but he's been playing he's been playing tactical shooters for a long time. So
Oh
it's going
shit.
to be interesting for that team because he is their in-game leader. So
Oh shit.
we will see. And they place third, so it's like not a bad seeding.
Yeah.
It's probably
Yeah.
just played so long that
Yeah. What was
Mhm.
it? Did you know what he played before? He was like CS:GO or?
Probably CS:GO, I would assume.
Mhm. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's always crazy to see. Like any like big person in sports, it's like they'll ultimately have to make their exit. It's always like tough. Is it like at least in esports has it been like I know from soccer? There's a lot of people in soccer that once they're done playing, they go into coaching. Is it kind of similar in esports?
Yeah, you'll see some go into coaching. You'll see some go into commentary. Some will go into like just general like management. Like specifically, one that I can think of is I think it's CLG Pew Pew U melee player.
Yeah.
He is actually, I believe, part of the marketing team for CLG now.
Oh,
So,
no way.
and I think that applies like when I think of Bwipo, which was an EU, or he still is actually an EU top laner now, jungle for the next split, which is interesting. That's a whole story. The Fnatic roster is but he also sometimes commentates on the side for events. So you see, like they don't just some of them go into content creating. Also, that's a separate thing, but
Yeah. I would
mostly
assume that would be a big one.
yeah, mostly these roles
Like
can be filled by players.
I know like Skara, wasn't he a big in league back in the day? And
Hmm.
then now he's like the manager of OTV or whatever. So
Hmm.
it's like it seems like there's a lot of routes
Yeah,
after you're done playing.
I'm a Cutie Pie
Like
was a pro league player, and now he's a content creator.
yeah.
I didn't know who he was, and then my we me and my friends were playing Apex, and like we wiped them, and they're like, "Oh, that was I'm a Cutie Pie." I'm like, "I'm sorry, who?" And then I looked him up. I was like, "Oh, this guy's actually famous." Like in terms of
We
his
wiped their
streamer.
ass.
Nah, but it's just a funny thing. But yeah,
That's pretty cool.
yeah, you see a lot of career choices, or not a lot, but like you see them still be within the scenes at least
Yeah. Yeah.
after they retire.
Yeah. I would assume so, just because it's such a big part of your life, you wouldn't just want to like give it up like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Hmm.
Hmm.
So is that all we have for esports right now?
For esports, I believe so, because the only other thing is C9 it like changed their coach and then they swapped their ADC or bot laner. And but
Mm,
while those are big, it's not really anything that can really talk too much about, I would say.
okay.
And then,
Yeah.
the Fnatic one that I mentioned, that's that you have to go into deep dive on your own for, because that's a lot of things happening there. It'll be interesting.
Well, we'll see how it
Mhm.
develops, I guess.
We can stay on the Twitch route.
Oh, Twitch. We got a
Yeah,
big band this week.
we got a big ban. I think
We
it
got the tea
was
ready. Let's go.
it was I believe yesterday or the day before Aiden Ross got banned. I don't know how long he's banned for, like if it was only a 24-hour or if he's still banned. But yeah, he got
I don't know, because it was like spoiler, it was like a sexual content thing.
yeah,
So I don't know how long those are usually for.
it was in GTA roleplay server, and he
Was it the big one? Was it No Pixel? Do you know?
I don't know too much about the specifics on the roleplay servers.
I would assume so, just because it's such a prevalent right now.
But yeah, he had apparently he engaged in sexual activity with the NPC is the quote. And I don't know exactly to what extent that went, but that's what got the boy banned. And it's like that guy.
I mean, come on, my guy. What are you doing?
The guy, like
They caught him lacking in 4K.
the guy is a like crazy big jump in terms of Twitch streaming. Like he's in May, he was the fifth most subbed, and I would say
I believe it. He's like kind of like that big personality, big,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It doesn't surprise me. I mean, I feel like his kind of content reminds me of stuff that's been on YouTube for ages. So it wouldn't surprise me that he's grown so much for sure.
Mm-hmm. I will say though, man,
Like Letterwood said, he's a he's a new version of like a rice gum and stuff like that. So
of what?
with rice gum,
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not a.
You never watched Rice
I've
Gum?
never watched Rice Gum. I was.
Uncultured,
I'm
dude.
assuming YouTube.
Yeah, he was like the guy that used to make all those diss tracks about kids.
Okay. Wait, what? Okay.
He used to diss kids for having like crooked teeth and shit.
No, I've never had.
You don't know?
No, I wasn't big in YouTube. I think
Like back in like 2017 or something like that.
2017. I don't know what. I don't think I was into much YouTube. I think I only got into YouTube, like watching a lot of YouTube when I got into like music. Yeah. I should just be specific. When I got into K-pop, I just started going into YouTube.
Yeah, be proud.
Yeah.
No, I've always been into like the community, and I feel like the best communities right now are in Twitch right now, simply because YouTube is so big that there's not like a one like really like cohesive community or anything. Being a YouTuber, like there's so many just like isolated, like so many isolated communities that like you don't hear as much about like collaboration between those communities as much as you used to back in the day, back in like when YouTube started. That's when if you remember the YouTube rewinds or
Oh yeah.
like back in the day, like you used to be able to kind of like know everybody who was in the rewind like back in like 2012, 2013. But now it's so hard to tell. And Twitch feels like what YouTube used to be. Right? At least right now.
I don't know if you've been watching Aatrox content, but he did an update on the data analytics on how the Twitch universe is. That one was an interesting thing that I like to look at just on a data and a marketing standpoint. Is just seeing where the people's where the viewing habits are of people and like which channels are most likely to be aligned with a viewer experience. Like a viewer would be most likely to watch these two separate channels, although they might not be directly linked. It's just the communities are like somewhat like indiscernible on what community they are.
And yeah, you can see even on that video specifically, which I did watch it and I liked it a lot, that like Twitch is still relatively small. Like it's still like there's like these very clear defined communities, but like it's still relatively not huge. Like YouTube is. But it's like you can even tell like the different languages have like their own like whole like sections and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like it's really cool. And it also shows how like fast like things can change on Twitch. Like Ninja or whatever. Like he's a much smaller player like nowadays than he was like literally just like 2-3 years ago.
The league streamer? The league streamer Ninja?
It's crazy. It's crazy how fast things can change and how there's a lot of cool stuff happening on Twitch and
a lot of moving pieces.
Yeah, a lot of moving pieces. I feel like some people might think that like Twitch is already like big, where it's like if you wanted to start Twitch streaming right now, like it wouldn't be profitable or whatever. But I think like you could still like Twitch is still nowhere near as big as it could be. So I think if you wanted to start streaming, you could still do it.
It's easily still like you can start now. If you can, it all comes down to the quality of your content. If you're
exactly,
it comes down to the quality of the content and how. I'll be honest, just how shameless you got to be. Like shameless might come off as shameless might sound like a bad term, but you just have to be shameless and put your content out there. Like it's not a bad term, I'd say, for someone like just shameless. You got to just be like, hey, I am streaming. Like even if this is on your personal Instagram or Twitter, just say like I'm streaming. Like your closest friends and your like even if you're like a little odded out by the idea of your family seeing that you're like the Twitch notification going off, you like these are the people that are most likely to join your stream at first. So be shameless about it.
Be shameless about it for sure.
I'm saying this as someone who does not do any of this, who keeps my own stream up every once in a while on the most but I will always give good advice, just won't personally listen to it.
Personally, I'm like, I'm good. But
I know the steps. I want to see other people succeed. Me, I'm chilling back here.
I'm chilling doing my own thing. Living life, it's all good.
Yeah. But it's still very possible to, take a career.
And it's like your personality too. I think your personality is a big part of it, and your creativity with content. I think I admire Ludwig a lot for that, just because he seems like he just did really innovative content and really like innovative, and maybe not at the beginning, but
you also got to grind. Like there's the people who do it side stream and like on the side, and that's completely fine in itself. They get their own
Yeah.
communities that know, like, we'll stream three times a week. But the people who like take it full time and the ones who do make it successfully are like, it's a competition out there. Like everyone is competing for the same
100%.
views at the same time. So you have to like not just your stream, you have like the streaming hours. You have to be putting in like the hours outside the stream where you planning this content. And also like once you become like medium to large size, you need to just go beyond just your own thinking. Like have a good team around you. Like Ludwig, like commendable, but he definitely has a team behind him who helps with these
100%.
ideas. Like his housemates probably like themselves slime.
Yeah. I mean, slime.
Mm-hmm. And then I forget the name of the other housemates, but yeah, once you become like larger, you need a team behind you, whether it be like you can't do all this stuff by yourself.
Exactly, 100%.
You need like a good editor to put it on YouTube. You need a good team of like people who can just brainstorm content ideas that you can bounce off of, because just limiting it to yourself. It's like why marketing teams have like six or so people on
because
like
you
a
have
board.
to bounce ideas off other people.
Because like, and having one person would just be too much of a task to even get anything done well. It's like an example would be like a marketing team focusing on social media. Like they always ask the question, if your team is small, don't use all social media. Understand where your target customer is like working off of. Like let's say younger audience. So then right now I'd say TikTok is probably the youngest audience one.
Yeah.
So you'd focus on that. If you have
that's where the kids are.
Yeah. If you have an old audience, you go Facebook, paid ads, that kind of stuff. So it's just like focusing and really excelling in this one area, and probably the most profitable area is where you got to be putting your efforts. And in that end, like the streamer, their effort is like when those hours of the stream are on, that's where they have to be the best at. So if you can like put some of the tasks on a team along with you, so you don't have to be putting all your efforts into editing, into like thinking of content like 24/7 that when the stream's off, then I think that's just good. And make sure properly compensate these people. Don't
100%.
Properly compensate the team, but yeah,
keep it all good. But and also don't engage in sexual role play with an NPC on a GTA server.
That will
that would also
that will put the team on halt for 24 hours minimum.
I feel like I remember sexual content being like a week ban or more.
Probably.
Yeah.
But I don't know the specific hours.
Sexual stuff. Oh, but what was his excuse again? Or
he kind of went on a, like, in his defense, he said he went on a rant with the newly emerged hot tub pools category, and was just saying that this exists. Why? Like, he was trying to say some odd double standard where the fact that this hot tub stream category exists, but apparently he can't do sexual activity with NPC, is apparently the same thing as what he was saying. I don't know if I I can agree with that one. He's just trying to get that unban, trying to find any way to get the unban happen.
Funny though. I just don't get why you would even do that. Like, what crosses your mind to like?
Well,
it's kind of well known that his audience is a little younger, so it's like
I need to actually look up the if they have the specifics on like his audience range versus like the other big name streamers.
Yeah, I mean, once you have like that many people, like he's a big streamer, there's gonna be some there's gonna be some young one there just by like sheer numbers.
I'm just thinking of old GTAs. Yeah, if there were anything like that, then I can probably see why the boy got banned if it was anything that degenerate.
Oh man, that's Twitch never ceases to surprise me, honestly.
The gift that keeps on giving.
Truly. All right, what else do we got?
Did you have anything else regarding like gaming or Twitch specifically in terms of news? Because we could probably just like finish up the news things, and then we'll just we'll just wing it like always.
I don't think there's any big Twitch news. There's probably like drama, but there's always drama. But actual like Relevant news. No.
All right. Brief news. Sports news, I should probably say.
Oh, sports news. Let's get to like the
Briefly,
sports.
as I am wearing a jersey today, the Milwaukee Bucks have won their. Maybe they swept the Miami Heat.
They swept them.
It was important because last year in the playoffs in the NBA bubble that was held in Orlando, the Disney ring,
Disney bubble.
yeah, the Milwaukee were first seed, Heat were fifth seed, and the Heat beat the Bucks in 5 games. So this is kind of like a redemption arc. And honestly, near the end of the season, the Bucks could have tanked to face a different team, but they're like they won the game, they won the schmoke, and they won. They swept the Heat, and so they are playing against the winner of the Nets or not Clippers, Nets or Celtics. But the only problem is that the earliest their game could be, like if the Nets, who are up 2-1, win every game from now on, the earliest the Bucks play is next Saturday, which is a whole 6 or 7 days. And you could say that's too long of a wait, especially the fact that their first game is going to be an away game. So it's going to be like 5 days at home, then traveling to Brooklyn or Boston, and then playing an away game. So it could be problematic on the first game, but we'll see. And then something I noticed, because I was actually watching cable, a rare thing for myself, is both Dos Equis and Heineken both have like post-COVID themed commercials. I don't know if you've seen any of those.
No, I haven't.
Yeah. Like Dos Equis, it was kind of a commercial that was kind of, it seemed like it was the whole focus was people getting in the groove of going out, like people messing up on makeup, like forgetting to put on like actual boots and like instead of having slippers on. It was kind of more like we have to get back into the groove of things. Yeah. And then Heineken was basically just commercial socialized responsibly as people at a bar having masks and like, you know, walking by each other with masks on like 6 feet apart. It was interesting. I like Dos Equis more. Heineken, it was all right too, but it was just interesting that both of these beer commercials, you know, are already on this.
Kind of much different directions.
It's like related, but one was a more playful route, I'd say, and that was the one I enjoyed more. Yeah. But I'm not a big fan of beer. I don't like beer. That shit tastes like that. Nah, give me a few.
That's why people drink seltzers now, dog. White Claw. Let's go.
I've never had a White Claw, and I need to have one.
It tastes like sparkling water, and then it hits you, and then it's like.
I need White Claws with the boys.
White Claws with the boys.
Nah, but I'm just I'm used to having shots. If anything, White Claws what beer I'm not a fan of, and then seltzers I'm unfamiliar with.
Seltzers are all right. I mess with seltzers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Oh, soccer. Like hot off the presses news. This is like a couple hours ago when we were recording this, but Chelsea just won the UEFA Champions League, I believe, or it was the Euro Cup. I believe it's the Champions League.
Who'd they play against?
They played against Manchester City.
So is the Super League still happening?
No, the Super League got canceled. It got canned.
Damn.
Good.
Damn.
They deserved it.
I was excited. No, I'm joking.
Talk, you don't even watch soccer.
I told you I'm gonna get into soccer. We watched the great the great
best match of all time.
The Brazil versus Germany.
Fucking swept.
It was a tragedy to watch. I saw kids mourning, families crying, and like all you can
grown adults crying like babies.
Yeah,
that's what soccer does to people.
When you have
for sure.
Oh my goodness! Speaking of that, people need to learn that. Okay, this is back to quickly to NBA. People need to learn how to act. People in this year have completely forgotten any kind of like, I don't know, respect, because there's been like 4 incidents in these NBA games from fans. First, New York Knicks versus Atlanta Hawks. A New York Knicks fan spit on Trae Young, the Atlanta Hawks point guard. Yeah, it's like, dude, we're not disrespectful. First of all, we're in a pandemic, sir. Like, this is no time to spit. Boy got banned. Okay, so that's the first event.
Yeah, I would assume so.
76ers versus the Washington Wizards. A Philadelphia 76ers fan. Okay, so what Russell Westbrook got injured mid-game. and fans were clapping because everyone a lot of people have a respect for Westbrook just because of the hard work he puts in every day.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
was like walking out the was it the tunnel
Yeah.
to
The
get
tunnel.
out, and a fan poured popcorn on him.
Oh my
He was about
God.
to he was gonna go up to the stands to
Yeah,
go
and
fight this fan, but the
destroy
people, yeah,
somebody.
but the guys who were next to him stopped him. So there's that guy got banned. And then Utah Jazz versus Memphis Grizzlies, just a bunch of apparently two incidents of racially charged quotes have been said to the starting point guard, John Morant, his family, and then also to their shooting guard, Dylan Brooks. It's ridiculous. I was like, people don't remember how to act apparently within this year.
I don't get what these people are thinking is gonna happen. Oh yeah, is they're gonna fuck their whole game up and my team's gonna win? What? What possesses these people to
I don't know. It's crazy.
Obviously you're gonna get banned. Obviously nothing good's gonna come out of it. Does logic not work for these people?
I don't know.
What?
It's crazy. I think it's probably gonna calm down now. But literally, this was all within the first game of playoffs in these respective series. It was just wild, seeing what these fans are doing. And then I think in terms of capacity, I think California has one of the lower capacities in terms of how many fans are letting in.
Yeah,
I think they're at 50 or 33% is what the Staples Center is letting in.
Let me guess, is the highest Florida or Texas?
Well, Florida just lost their, I think, only playoff representative now with the Heat.
Oh.
I think the Knicks were, I believe, at 90%. However, if they advance to the playoffs, they are allowing 100%, but they will only sell tickets to fully vaccinated individuals.
Oh, all right.
But then that also means currently, I don't know if you need to be fully vaccinated for this first round is a question mark that I don't know. So we'll see. But there's been some interesting games.
The Staples is doing sections.
I believe there's sections on Staples Center. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think that covers it for sports. But yeah, you reminded me on how people are acting. I was just dude, there's been a lot of incidents in the NBA for those things. It's crazy. Fans are wild. Yeah. I should say fans are wild.
Fans are wild almost for any sport.
That's true.
Especially since soccer is so global. You see it more in soccer just because it's so global. You can see different countries. There's wild fans. Mm-hmm. There's people burning the stadium mm-hmm. to the ground almost. I've seen that. Things go wild.
Yeah.
People when they're part of these groups and they identify with these groups so hard, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Right now, with Chelsea and Manchester City, it's wild. Mm-hmm. It was a good game though, I think. It's 1-0. But yeah, I think this was Sergio Aguero's last game, a pretty well-known guy, Sergio Aguero. It was his last game. He plays with City though, so he lost on his last attempt at a championship. But
was that had he never received a championship before?
I'm not sure. I think he did. No, I think he did.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I'm not 100% on that, but I'm almost sure he did.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but Chelsea's a really respected team. So,
mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think that covers it for news. You want to talk about the real thing?
The real topic. I thought of this one today, and it was console startup. What do you call it? A startup, startups,
the boot up,
where
the boot sequence.
Yeah, boot sequence. Yeah, that's what you could call it. I'd say my top are probably GameCube, PS1, probably PS2. It's a bygone era, but man, do I miss it. Those were cool. Those were always sick for me. That was always I'm gonna start playing video games now. Let's go.
I think the GameCube is probably my favorite because I could be wrong, but wasn't it unique based off the game that it would have different sound effects? I think I remember Pikmin's having a unique, when it does the cube making the logo. I'm pretty sure it made a Pikmin noise, but I could be wrong.
Because I'm not sure. I remember it being able to change when you do some inputs on a controller.
Yeah, you hold Z, I believe, is what you do.
And then you can hold Z on multiple controls and then get even like another one.
Okay, brief side tangent that we'll go back to.
Yeah.
A current Apex player, Nicewig, I believe his name is trying to get to Masters using a GameCube controller.
I respect that.
Yeah, it's a funny challenge. But that was just something I remembered when mentioning GameCube. But
good.
But yeah, GameCube's was a great one. PlayStation 2's was so dramatic. It was just the freaking whooshing noises and then zooms in.
And a little fun fact, I could be wrong, but if I remember correctly, all those like because it's like blocks flying at you, right? Where it's like these like things flying at you, like you would get more based on how much data is stored on your memory card.
Is that true?
That's what would determine how much stuff was flying at you at the beginning of the.
If that's true, that's amazing. I never knew that.
Yeah. That's at least that's what I was told back when I was like younger, like scrolling through YouTube and stuff. I would spend hours like just like looking at stuff about like old video game consoles and stuff.
Don't remember PlayStation 1s. You mentioned it. I don't remember.
PlayStation 1s, it's just like, it's very simple, but like it's more the sound that's kind of iconic. It's like this, like it's like if you would listen to it right now, you know what it is. But the PS1s just had this like really like intense like music. It was the music that really like did it.
Do you remember old Xboxes?
Old Xboxes was cool. It looked like it was like the Xbox was being like built in like crazy factory or something, and like molten lava being poured into the Xbox, something like that.
While we're on the topic, I think we can go to, what's your favorite menu?
That's a good question. I feel like I don't like kind of like the modern day ones. They're a little too clean for my taste.
I very much like PlayStation 4s. I'm not crazy on PlayStation 3s or 5s. I don't like Switches, by the way. Switches, I don't know if it's just to do
I don't know.
The capabilities of the console, but it's just a lacking experience.
You know what? I like the Wii's one. I like the Wii's.
The Wii's?
The Wii's that were like little channels and stuff. I thought it was cool.
It was a solid one. I think it works good, especially with that, the whole concept of the console where you have to point at it.
I liked it a lot.
And then
GameCube didn't have one.
GameCube had one only if you opened it with the disc tray open, and then you would have literally a cube, and there's options up, down, left, right. It would like one down goes to like memory, up goes to like I think the current game that you could boot up, left is like settings. I enjoyed that one.
That's same for PS2, I think, right?
I could be wrong, but I don't remember PS2 is too much. I need to
PS2 was the same thing. It was like I think it was just like it turned red or something, like everything turned red, and then you can do like all the management stuff. If I remember correctly, I don't remember. And
then I miss old Xbox 360s, because Xbox 360 had the change of where it had like the it was like a little kind of box-ish shape with like orange lines or orange background, and it used to be like a pages system.
Like old Xbox 360.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I remember this now. I'm like, all my memories are coming back to me.
I enjoyed that one quite a bit.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember.
I remember like all the the Nintendo handhelds had some pretty good ones.
Oh yeah,
like DS. Like DS. It was like cool and like futuristic, and like everything was like white, and it was it was minimalistic, but I don't know. Like at the time, it was still fresh. Like it was minimalistic when minimalistic was still kind of like it was a new trend or something.
Yeah, early DS, like it was limited functionality, because like DSi was really when they started putting out apps for the DSs.
Yeah,
but DS Lite had it very simple. A little top bar for the game, bottom bar for GameCube game if you wanted it. A little DS
GameCube Game Boy Advance.
Game Boy Advance, yes. A little sidebar for DS download play if someone had the game nearby to you.
Dude,
and
DS download play
Mario Kart on the bus.
Dude, I guarantee, because we didn't talk until high school, but I guarantee we played a game of Mario Kart.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
There's not a chance that we didn't end up matching up on those buses.
Yeah. Because that's what like you'd only need like one guy for like 8 people, right?
Yeah, you only need one
cartridge.
person with the game. It was amazing.
That was Prime DS, and that
Mhm.
was just Prime. That was
Yeah.
Prime.
Such
That
good
was
times. Oh man.
yeah.
So many DSs got messed up. I remember
Dude, people had no idea how to take care of their game.
I remember
then.
taking two
Oh my
I
goodness.
remember taking 2 DSs to like one of the, elementary school like game days. And I let some kid, I remember his name. I'm not going to say the name, but
Give him a fake name.
he asked to borrow.
Sammy.
He asked
Samuel.
he asked to borrow it. I was like, all right, sure. And then when I got it back, one hinge was off. I was like,
oh my, that quick?
Yeah, it was literally like probably an hour
I could
and a
guess
half.
like because we went to the same school, so I feel like I could guess like 3 people that it could have been.
After the podcast, I'll let you get the 3 guesses out. But yeah, I was just like mentally, I was like, you son of a. And since then,
That's quick too. It's like literally like 15 minutes in.
It made me a lot more wary on like letting people borrow stuff because I
always had a hard time doing that when I was a kid.
Old DS.
Also because I'm an only child, so I was very protective about my stuff.
And then the other thing, that was old DS. That was the old like clunky DS. I had a
clunky DS.
DS Lite also. I think it was like cobalt blue. And then I had a DSi, like the teal blue, which I love that thing. I love that thing.
My little camera, dude. That was so fun.
Got tossed in the toilet by my little sister when she was like a kid. And it like, I don't know why she threw it in there. I just remember waking up and just getting woken up and being like, by my grandma, her just saying, "Is it like, was this yours?" And it is the keyword. It was completely gone. I love that thing because DSi was a great console. I don't know if you remember it, but people used to make flip books on it too with one of the apps.
Oh, Tennis Studio.
Yeah, and I remember just looking through that and having so much.
What was the Flipbook Studio? It was the little service because it had the flipbooks, and then you could go online and see other people's flipbooks, right?
I liked looking through other people's flipbooks. It was
it was. Dude, I remember that. So I remember people would do stick figure like animations on there. Like it was so creative and like good.
Yeah.
I still have a couple saved on my DS though, because you could save them, and I saved a couple before the system went down.
Mine had a few saved before.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
before
and then
the incident,
and then after that, I have the 3DS of the Link Between Worlds edition. It's really cool. It's like has a built-in like Hyrule logo or Hyrule insignia on top of it. It's really nice.
That's cool.
I still need to play the games on there.
That's a good game. That's a good game. Also, you need to play that game.
Yeah,
That's a good game. Did you play the original? Because I know Link Between Worlds was kind of like a spiritual successor or a spiritual kind of like remake of Link to the Past. Did you ever play Link to the Past?
It is a successor. It isn't a remake. Yeah, because it's a different. It goes in a different world. It goes into a different world because that deals with going into. I forget what the name of the world is, but that's where Hilda stuff are. Okay, lower. Yeah,
it's pretty simple. They keep it simple there at Nintendo. We got Hyrule, we got low roll.
yeah. It's actually kind of big brain. Speaking of Nintendo, do you remember the name of the Nintendo guy that has the last name Bowser?
Oh yeah, the CEO, John Bowser or something.
Yeah, is it like John or Doug? The thing is, that's Doug funny Bowser, is League hired someone whose last name is Aram.
I hired this dude just because of that.
I believe he is the Players Association director or something along those lines. He is like his
it's
last
like
name's
Aram or something.
His last name's Aram. I was just like, all right, 5 people mid, guys, let's go. Oh man, I was like, I wonder how much the name influenced it. You gotta hire him.
Yeah, honestly,
man.
He's like, I got this job in the bag. Don't worry.
Yep. Legally changed my last name for this job.
Legally changed my last name to Abraham.
Yeah.
That's the last name. No, that's his last name. No,
That's his last
Or is it
name.
his
It's his last name.
yeah,
Mhm.
Doug. But I don't know where in the world they found Doug Bowser though.
Yeah,
Like,
Doug Bowser.
what kind of last name is Bowser? Like what?
It's the last name of a winner.
That's good.
Oh man.
That's good. But honestly, I haven't seen him gain like the same kind of reputation as Reggie did.
Oh no,
back in the day.
no,
Yeah.
not near.
Like, he
This.
seems very much low key about
Mhm.
his about his role
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, Reggie was also like a spokesperson, also like just a face of the Nintendo's.
Yeah,
But yeah,
the branch.
yeah, branch. It's pretty.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Mm-hmm. Any good Nintendo? So we'll just stick on Nintendo. Anything good on Nintendo? And any Breath of the Wild 2 knows? No, I'm joking.
Oh, actually, no, there is the Switch. I think we're getting really close to the release of like the Pro model of the Switch.
Oh yeah, I thought you.
Which I mean, it trends like every month. It trends like once a month, like Switch Pro or whatever.
Breath of the Wild 2 does every month.
Yeah, also. But I think we are getting. It seems like we're getting a lot closer. Maybe in the next couple directs or something.
Yep, the NVIDIA graphics card in there.
The NVIDIA graphics card. That thing's gonna I think it's gonna sound like it's taking off.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is gonna be like a replacement for the original model, the base model. So we'll see if games are like affected on the original model. We'll see how developers are gonna take.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Take advantage of that.
Because that's a good question on like new games. Because when you think about it, like whenever I think of it, I now think of Cyberpunk as the prime example where it's released on the old console still, but it should never be played on the old console.
Exactly.
Wonder if there is going to be a Switch game that just shouldn't be run on the OG model unit.
I really hope it's not. I really hope it's not Breath of the Wild 2.
Oh no, I will say if it's Breath of the Wild 2, don't quote me on this, but I'd probably buy a new Switch. I would for Breath of the Wild 2. Freaking take my money.
But I hope that doesn't happen. But it might be. But it's been in talks that it's going to be kind of like the new 3DS to the original 3DS or something like that.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, I forgot the 3DS.
You forgot that they did the new 3DS, right?
Yeah,
there was only like a couple games that were made specifically for that one. I remember the remake of the game the Shulk's in.
Xenoblade?
Yeah, Xenoblade.
Wait.
Xenoblade Chronicles. The remake was on new 3DS.
That was a DS game?
No, it was originally a Wii game, but there was a first remake that was on the new 3DS. And then another remake now that's on Switch.
Yeah, I have the Switch one.
Yeah,
I played one day of it.
This is definitive edition or whatever.
Mm-hmm. It's a good game. Don't get me wrong. When I say one day, that's just me as a problematic person.
RPGs are hard to get into. I'm a big RPG guy, so I know that RPGs are like time sinks.
I am a big RPG guy, but I'm also an indecisive bitch. So there's a lot of games that I'm like, oh, should I play this today?
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, I'd say top tier. GameCube, PS2.
Is this for boot up Xbox, or for startup?
For boot up.
Okay, and then for startup.
What do you mean? Or do you mean menu?
I mean menu. Sorry.
Yeah. Top tier is I think would be I'd say Wii. You were right with PS4. PS4 is good.
PS4 is good. PS3 is disgusting.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Xbox One. Did you ever?
I never owned Xbox One, so I have nothing to.
Xbox One was really clean. It was nice looking for sure.
This is a little unfortunate that it won't be useful to anyone listening to this because it will be expired by then. But Little Nightmares is free until May 30th.
Oh,
yeah. So
there you go.
The first one is
it's useful for me.
Yeah, that's why I'm mentioning it. It's free on
it's on Epic,
free on Steam.
Free on Steam.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, Steam.
So yeah,
because I get a free game from Epic like every month.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah,
but take the time, get the. Anyone listening to this, sorry you missed out on such a great game if you haven't had the opportunity to play. But I thought it was a little cool thing because I remember my friend played Little Nightmares 2 and another friend played Little Nightmares 1. So I've watched how the games are played, and it's a fun Actually, I probably should. It's like a little bit of a. I don't know if I could say horror. It's a little bit of a spooky game. It's fun though. It's enjoyable.
It's a spookster. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. What, that really got you?
No. Your face got me. All right.
Okay.
Anyways, um, all right. Was there anything? Oh yeah. And for startups, for boot ups, anything made in like the last like 5-6 years is garbage. All of it, trash. Because it's like either just like a logo and then it's gone. Garbage. Bring back old boot ups. That shit was lit as fuck.
I need to see what the PlayStation 5s is and everything. I've played it, but I haven't like booted up my brother's PlayStation 5. And then something I will miss. PlayStation 4's dynamic themes are a lot of fun. Like their moving themes change. There has music based off the songs. I mean, like
yeah. Like when you select the game and it would bring up like a menu.
Oh no, well, there's that too. But like I remember making a PSN Japanese account because there was an exclusive Persona 5 dynamic theme. So I downloaded that. I had a Japanese PSN account on my console and then used that to set the theme on my actual account. And it would play. I believe it played last. I don't know if it was Last Surprise. It's been so long, but there was some that would play like the Velvet Room theme during some scenes, and it would also change the images, like the trophy images, the game images. It was interesting.
There you go.
Dynamic themes are fun.
I hope they like add some stuff like that to PS5 eventually. When I can get one in 2 years.
Wait, are you? I was watching friend play Persona 5 again, and are you big on the soundtracks?
Like buying them or like
no? Have you listened to like 3 soundtrack, 4 soundtrack, 5 soundtrack?
I've listened to them, but I don't think I could tell you like the names and stuff like that.
Okay, because me and my friend were talking. My friends got into the series at 4. My first played was 5 and that was a story within itself of me buying 5. But like I watched a lot of playthrough of 3 and 4, and that's how I got into it as a kid in like early high school. And then first one I played was 5 in college. But I was like, me and my friend were talking with him getting into 4 and him playing 5 Royal right now, where like we both would say that 4 has the higher highs in the soundtrack, but 5 has the better overall soundtrack.
Like consistency.
Yeah, just the sound is better. Or it's hard to say the sound because like it's like 4's is like
the production. You mean?
No, that's why, because that's a time difference. Of course, 5 is going to sound more polished because it's many years after. But 4's is like a pop song, like pop sound, especially with the difference in singers. And then 5 is the acid jazz, Lynn, just a lot of good tracks that might like a lot of good like tracks that you might not remember. Days of Sisters, a lot of the instrumentals, Sweet, Memories of Summer, just a bunch of good tracks. But I will say 4 has the higher highs, especially with on Spotify, the 4 Reincarnation mix, which is like a bunch of remixes of the original songs, like Heartbeat, Heartbreak, Your Affection, and Nevermore. And Specialist, all of them like have remixes, and all of them like sound, I would say, better than the original sounds of them. But I'm hoping
big claims.
I mean, these are opinions. So if I get crucified for my opinions and my music taste,
these are facts. All right.
Yeah, but I hope 5 gets something like that and like remixes of some of like the most popular tracks on 5s because I'm expecting some heat. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. All right.
Did I ever tell you the story of me picking up 5?
No, I remember you getting it like you let me borrow it afterwards, but and I played it in like a week.
It was
I went ham on that game.
Yeah, it was a fun game to go ham on.
Let's go into it a little bit. We have some time. We got like 10 minutes, like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was back when I worked at Best Buy, and it was my
good times.
Second year, I want to say. I want to say it was my second year, or no, might have been my first year, given how long ago the game was.
Yeah,
it was late. It was late first year, because it was game came out
2016, right?
No, game came out April 2017, and then that is about the
That would
time.
have been late.
That would have been late first year.
Late first year, yeah.
And I was in, and I remember I couldn't pre-order the game, so I had to bet on the game being in stock in, well, like on the release date. And so I very much wanted the limited edition.
The Steelbook?
No, it was the Take Your Heart edition. It included the Steelbook, but the game was probably like 1.4 feet tall because it had a huge case that came with it. It came with a plush, like a plush Morgana and a bunch, like some art books and stuff, CD. It came with a bunch of stuff. And I was like, all right, I'm going to try my hardest to get this game. And I was like, okay, on the like school day it comes out, I think it was a Tuesday or something. I'll try to go to Best Buy and then go to class. And I didn't know how large the game was when I was gonna at first buy it. And Best Buy opened, I think, at 9 or 10. I want to say 9 on the weekdays. Could be 10. And then my class was an hour later.
I can see where this is going.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm at Best Buy. Like I wake up like an hour early because my car is parked across campus. So I have to wake up, walk like 20 minutes to my car, drive to Best Buy, and be there before the doors open.
Right.
And I walk in Best Buy, find the copy. Luckily, there's like 2 of these like behemoths of a game. Like there's literally like the normal editions right next to it, and it's like 2.5 times taller, about like I would say like a double cheeseburger thick, like in terms of how large this game is. And I was just like, holy, I have to buy it. And so get rung up, get back to school. I have like 30 or so minutes left. Or no, not 30. I had 20 minutes left, enough time to walk to campus. However, I didn't have enough time to walk to my dorm and then go to campus. And so I was like, I want to play this game as soon as I get out of class. And
what class is this, by the way?
This was business calculus, like basic calculus 1. It was entry,
so like a required class. Like you had to,
this is a support class I had to take. And so I was like, how am I gonna like carry this game to class and then take it to my dorm? And I was like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to hold this thing like as I'm walking to class. So I did anything that a rational college student would do in their first year. I emptied my backpack, took all my notebooks, left them in my car, put the game in my backpack, and went to class with just the Persona 5.
Just like notes for the class?
That's okay. That's part of the story. I came in with Persona 5 coffee in my backpack is literally the only thing except for a pen, like pen and pencils. And I sat behind my friend in that class, and she's like, teacher's like, all right, time to take notes. And I opened my bag. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot to bring a notebook. And I asked our friend Sally, it'd be fine to drop first name. I was like, hey, could I borrow a piece of paper for notes? And she's like, did you not bring yours? And then I literally just like I showed her the inside of my bag, and she just looked at me in such like disappointment. But yeah, it was
just like disgust.
Yeah, and so I was on that one piece of paper for the notes on that day, and I went to class, or then I went to my dorm, and I just played the hell out of Persona 5, and then I went like later that night to my my car, and then got my books because I kind of need them for homework. Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
Fun times. I think I got a B+ in that class, so.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's a good place to end it.
Yeah.
You're not gonna end it better than that.
Well, briefly, we'll end off that, but briefly, my From His 9 album came in today.
Oh, there you go.
9-way ticket.
We couldn't end it without some K-pop.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Nah, it's just a quick note. Amazing
Wait,
album.
Is that where it comes in? Is that like the art book or like a?
No, this is the actual album. The theme was Travelers, and so like the whole style is passport theme.
Yeah.
Very cute single album. It's a single album though, it has 3 tracks. It's in a weird situation because normally single albums are 2 tracks. And like once you hit like 4, then your mini album. So 3 is a very like odd area. Great mini album. Highly recommend it. You don't need to buy it, but just stream it. I'm joking. We'll get you into K-pop one day.
Well, one day.
Yep.
One day.
All right. I think that's all I got.
All right. Awesome.
Mm-hmm. You want to end?
Well, yeah. Well, that was the Virtually Lost podcast. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We'll be back next week with some more topics.
See you on episode 6.
See you on episode 6, everybody. Thank you.